Teacher needing tips. I am not the OOP. OOP is you, obscure the storm. Teacher needing tips. Originally posted to our LARP. Note: for those wondering, LARP is live-action role-playing. Original post February 23, 2019. Hello. I am a first-year English teacher who sponsors and co-sponsors student clubs. Tomorrow night I am going to my first ever LARP with what we affectionately call the Nerd Clubs. D&D Club, GSA, Anime Club, Video Game Club, and Chess Club. One of the other sponsors set it up and they needed NPCs. I have never LARPD, but I felt comfortable volunteering to be an NPC because I have done some roleplay in D&D a few times. Small easy campaigns with friends. Besides, it is fun to do these sorts of extra things with the kids. Earlier in the year we organized the Halloween dance and it was so much fun. I figured they would station me somewhere and have me sell wares, or whatever. I was wrong. Last night the other teacher who organized this emailed me a 30-page world-building packet and a detailed character sheet. I read through that and realized that this is a lot more involved than I expected. I am not 100% sure what LARPing is like, but I am 90% sure that I am about to get owned by a bunch of 15-year-olds. So, any tips for a complete beginner to not look totally ridiculous in front of all of her students? Relevant comments. Stolen fires. My recommendation is to own your newbie hood. LARPers are used to being thought of as nerds, and gently, or not so gently, poked fun at in the media. Someone with a genuine interest is a rare treasure. Show up and be all, I have no idea what this is but it looks great. Please teach me how to LARP. And I'm 100% sure your students will fall all over themselves to explain it to you. If you're a crunchy, this means you're something like a goblin or dread wolf or some other monster whose job is basically to die, drop loot, and die again. Don't worry about memorizing all your stats. I've been LARPing for over a decade and I still only take the time to memorize 2 defensive stats and 2 attack stats, especially when I'm playing Nameless Goblin number 8. Just ask the director how tough you are and estimate when you should fall down and die. Oop replied, I was told that I am a changeling in my character packet. Also that I have magic but I hate magic. So that's pretty straightforward. The teacher who set this whole thing up actually has her friend who owns a LARP space? I feel like maybe arena is the right word? I dunno. He owns a place where people LARP a lot. He is the one who put the whole thing together. So I might show up early and just ask as many questions as possible. Maya's design. I totally get you on this. I've been handed the way too big newbie rulebook a few times. My advice is to find out what the most crucial rules to know are and then focus on having fun. Most LARP players I've met just want people to have a good time and are more than okay when you don't know all the rules right away. Oop replied, awesome. Thanks so much. Update February 24, 2019. Thank you all for your help. I am happy to say that I did not embarrass myself and my kids had so much fun. They put their whole heart into it and had a blast. The LARP was a loosely themed Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraft magic dinner party with a murder mystery thing going on. Some key moments. One of my quiet students unlocking a hidden room with her lockpicking ability. Then coming up to me, throwing out the out-of-character sign and saying, not trying to flex or anything, Mrs. Storm. But I opened that door. That same student opening a different door and thinking for a brief moment that she had actually found a skeleton. Her jump back from the door and her scream were honestly fantastic. One of my kids trying to heal me after I opened up an envelope containing poison dust. He waved his hands over me and chanted his incantation, ravioli ravioli. Here is the formioli. pulling a gun on my department head because she was trying to raise the dead. The LARP organizer saying, "Never before has a group so quickly resorted to cannibalism. Welcome to 15-year-olds. Lol." One of the parents dropping her sons off and then deciding to stay and play. And actually getting into it. And finally, the end of the night when everything was over and the kids were waiting on their parents to pick them up. They sat in the grass and recapped basically the whole night. And as their parents showed up, they just kept restarting their story because you won't understand why C killed L unless you understand that L is a human who doesn't worship anyone and C is a subterranean fish person who worships the old gods. C drew on gills and everything. It was honestly so much fun. Thank you to everyone who gave me advice in my first thread. I am so glad that we did this and we will definitely be doing it again. Relevant comments. Ultraviolet clearance. Damn. I wish my high school had something like that. Closest we had was a tech club that was just getting off the ground when I graduated. Oop replied. When I arrived at this school at the beginning of the year, they didn't have very many clubs. I created video game club out of the ground. And then I jumped on board GSA with other sponsor. The same sponsor as D&D. I would venture that the nerd clubs. See previous post. Teacher sponsors make up about 75% of the clubs on our campus. I am thinking about adding a drama club next year, but I am not sure if I will have the time for 3 nights a week after school. This is a repost sub IAM, not the oop. This just might be one of the most refreshing and endearing updates I've read on this sub. This is wonderful. This is just so wholesome and awesome for everyone involved. Where were these clubs and teachers when I was in high school? GSA is Gay Straight Alliance? There's no reason that has to be a nerd club, but it's a nerd club. The freshest palate cleanser. Love it. Honestly giggled out loud at the cannibalism comment. This is so wholesome. I picked a lock once in college in front of one of my future professors. He told me he would give me an A in his class if he ever had me. I think I got a B? It was a hard class. And he was pretty eccentric. This sounds fun. I wish my life could have a day like that. Ravioli ravioli, here is the formuloni, had me laughing. That's an older SpongeBob reference I haven't seen in ages. I don't know who can do this. But I need never before has a group so quickly resorted to cannibalism as a flair. Stat. This is so wholesome, less than 3 and I'm now going to bed before AITA ruins its smiley face. This is so wholesome. Lol at the Cthulhu theme. I already know who done it in the murder mystery. It was the horror from the beyond. In the tomb. With the Necronomicon. That is not dead which can eternal lie. And with strange eons even death may die. All sounds great fun. I bet you all had a real laugh. I hope no one actually went insane though. Or undead. As someone that sponsors and chaperones nerdy teens, there is nothing better than a bunch of kids amongst their tribe doing what they love. Wow, this was sweet. I love a good wholesome update. I wish these types of clubs and teachers existed during my high school years cause they sound very fun. This is awesome. Well, that was delightfully wholesome. I wish I had a school like that. I thought it was going to be about a teacher who needed money. I don't know what any of these words mean, but this sounds awesome and I wish I were there. Well, that's the cutest damn thing I've heard all month. I straight up guffawed at the cannibalism line. Kids do be like that. That is so wholesome, just what I needed to start my day.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.